Oh, well.
You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tanya Mazurek.
Welcome to SBA Today for the week of March 4th, where nothing is going on in the SBA world. I am Paul.
And I'm Tanya. And seriously, I've had to stop my head from spinning, man. It's like there's so much going on. The differences are many, like we've said, but it's kind of like my hair or my tennis serve, right? You never know what you're going to get. Or Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. That's right. What's going on now. Anyway.
Well, good God, let's jump into what is going on in our world. If you aren't just a little bit concerned, where the hell are you?
You're not keeping track.
You're not keeping track, or you're not watching this show. So let's talk about the memo from the administrator. There was a lot of really good information that was on that. So first and foremost, they are going to be promoting Made in America with U.S. manufacturing. The agency will transform, aka change, the Office of International Trade into the Office of Manufacturing and Trade. This is going to focus on promoting economic independence, job creation, fair trade practices to power the next blue-collar boom, which I kind of like. SBA will also partner across agencies to scale innovative manufacturing and technology startups that help our nation return Made in America.
Made in America.
America.
They're also implementing President Trump's executive orders. So they eliminated the Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility, placing DEIA employees on administrative leave, paused grants across the agency that do not comply with President Trump's executive orders, and paused the Green Lender Initiative to reverse the previous administration's favoritism for Green New Deal ventures that did not support America's return to the energy dominance.
So I'm curious if and I didn't think about this, but on the green deal, does that mean they're going to take away the 500,000 or the extra numbers that we can do for green stuff? I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine, is as good as anybody's.
Yeah. Geez. Well,
maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe they do, then they take it back.
Well, exactly. We live week by week. I'm going to phrase that day by day. So let's talk about Dodge, whatever you want to call it. SBA will continue working closely with President Trump's Dodge. SBA will prioritize eliminating fraud and waste within the agency to ensure American taxpayer dollars are utilized in a positive way. Okay. Well, I think we're all starting to see that. I was going to wait till the end on this, but I've found out earlier this week that if you're waiting for an environmental approval, you are now 30 days. I repeat, 30 days out, because all of those lawyers were a part of the reduction in force last week. Surprise! Dear God, I wish 504 and 7A that are working on that the best.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. Okay, they're also mandating full-time in-office work for all non-exempt SBA employees, which was implemented this past Monday on the 24th, pursuant to President Trump's return to in-person work policy. So that means cheeks in the seat. Yep, cheeks in the seat, 5 days a week, people. And I'm pretty sure that might burn some buns. But
I would love to be a little mouse in the SBA office in DC and see actually how many people came in and how that all worked out.
They're going to have to put some sticky tape to get people to stay.
Because here's the deal: we need to be notified of the parts of the SBA that have the no employees or some employees or whatever. Because how do we manage? But
we don't. We
keep going, Tanya.
By the seat of our pants.
It just keeps getting better. Keep going.
Yep.
Oh, wait, it's me. Prioritizing workforce optimization. SBA will continue to evaluate workforce reduction measures. Oh, yay. Including the overall of all advocacy boards to ensure the agency is operating with maximum efficiency to drive results to taxpayers. So, overhaul of all advisory boards. Now, there is quite a few advisory boards. I won't lie. I've applied for a few of them for funsies. I'm curious. I mean, I think they're volunteer. So what's the, like, where's the Doge in that? I don't know. That's just me.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
They also, it's like, say what, right? They say that they're cracking down on fraud. She says there's an estimated $200 billion in pandemic era fraud, as well as fraud in other programs. Starting today, the SBA will institute a zero tolerance policy for fraud and investigate across all programs. The agency has established a fraud working group and will appoint a fraud Czar to identify, stop, and claw back criminally obtained funds on behalf of American taxpayers. Now, come on. I thought they already were working on fraud. They should be.
Well, yes, but there's been some rules in the past that they're stating that they're just going to beef it up because they had under a certain dollar amount, they weren't even going to open up the books. Well, I think they're going to do that. So, by the way, since I got annual review time going on at my institution, I'm going to change my title to SBA Czar because I feel like that is more of an appropriate title because you can be a fraud czar, a homeless advocacy czar. I'm not sure where this word czar came from, but I feel like I'm in an anime movie. But anyways, keep going.
Oh my God. When I heard it, I totally snickered. Just a little bit.
Absolutely. Okay. Right?
Maybe laugh out loud. Yeah.
So they're going to be conducting an agency-wide financial audit. Well, FYI, they do this every year. Administrators lax loan underwriting, servicing, and collection efforts. As a result, the SBA will not satisfactorily completed a financial audit for several consecutive years. Well, that's interesting. Therefore, the agency will request an independent audit of its financials to address the mismanagement, restore credible bureaucracy. Sorry, I don't do politics real well. I just don't. But I mean, let's be real. I mean, it sounds like they've done them, but they haven't passed. Is from what I heard from the hearings and such, because I'm a geek and I listen to those. So I mean, that I get that we should absolutely be able to do that, and we should know, how bad of a situation we are. Right? It's like our clients.
Yeah. Well, look at what Ray says. He thinks you should update your LinkedIn to Paul Czar.
Thank you, Ray. I will do that. I will do that immediately.
Exactly. And lax loan underwriting. I mean, what could that really mean? Are they tightening up? Is there going to be fewer exceptions? Is there stricter guidelines? I mean, she's not playing around. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Do what, and I think Ray or one of his team members at his credit union mentioned, rest in peace, do what you do.
Well, that's
damn right. That is exactly the case. I think that we're going to have a whole bunch. We're going to be rolling back those rules. And honestly, to a certain point, I'm happy about that. But I hope they kind of leave some certain things alone. Let's be real. We're not going to be happy with what they are. Like when you give us something and then you take it away, that's never that's not going to make people happy. But we do need more of an even playing field, because like they were saying on the hearing, the do what you do, if you have an organization that all what they do is SBA, everything's do what you do, right? And is that a fair playing field for institutions like Tanya and I that are doing our best to do, the spirit of the program? And they're right. They're right.
Yeah, no, they're totally right. Totally right. She's also planning to protect the solvency of loan programs and restore underwriting standards by revising practices that have jeopardized the zero subsidy status of programs like 7A. The agency will also restart its dormant collections programs effective immediately and restore its underwriting standards, ensuring taxpayer dollars only go to supporting eligible small businesses across America. How? By, like you said, conducting a full review of current lending SOPs, ending the do what you do standard for lending, and enhancing oversight of non-bank lenders. I think that's great. Enhancing oversight of non-bank lenders. I mean, they should be doing that anyway, right? We need oversight of those non-bank lenders. We have plenty of oversight as bank lenders,
Well, but their regulator is the SBA, and the SBA doesn't have any staff anymore. So how well do you think that's going to work out? Like, I mean, really, right? Yeah. So one thing I do want to mention on that, and this came out and it made me very, very happy. And this is a great time to put this in, but Diana Seaborn is back at SBA. For all of you who knew her, she was the actual driving force. She is now the associate. She's the assistant administrator for Capital Access. So she's the second or third in charge on there. So welcome back, Diana. We missed you.
We missed you. Yeah. So the 3 R's: revising, restating, restoring. There will be pain points, but hey, not sure I'm opposed to either. We all play in the gray area. If we are in SBA lending, hello, do we really? But gotta say, some take it too far and that hurts us all, which is so true.
I feel like we need to add a few more R's to this. I don't know why. I can't think of what they are, but I feel like we could we could add
rest
a few
in
more R's.
peace. We can do rest in peace.
Retiring. We could do a lot.
Yes. Relax. Just relax.
Right. But, again, really quickly, though, on these R's, revising. Okay, what are they going to be revising? Probably the SOP, that type of stuff. Restating. Restating's kind of a mix on that as well. Making it clear. And then also restoring. So, it'll, oh boy. Yeah. So to keep going a little bit on this too, banning illegal aliens from receiving SBA assistance. Okay, guys, are we already doing that? Like, are we just beating a dead horse at this point? Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. It's my opinion. Miss Loeffler says program funded by American citizens should only benefit American citizens. Yeah, duh. Yeah. Consistent with President Trump's ending tax subsidization for open borders. I don't know. I just feel like this is a political statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, for the most part, the system automatically does that. In my opinion, it already does. So whatever.
Absolutely. It's the same as it's the same as the next one. It's restricting hostile foreign nationals from accessing SBA assistance. I would have hoped that we're already doing that. But similarly, in the interest of national security, the agency will implement measures to prevent hostile foreign nationals, especially those with ties to the Chinese Communist Party, from accessing SBA assistance. I mean, aren't we already? If we aren't, what are we doing? Of course we already are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I do have to go back really quickly. I want to make sure I clarify something. So again, Diana Seaborn is back, and she is a deputy associate administrator, which is odd because if everyone knows, Mr. John Miller is the same title as John Miller. So we have 2 deputy associate administrators under the associate administrator, the new guy, Tom Kimsey. So I hope they're not replacing John, because I love John and he's awesome. And so's Diana. So I just hope there's just more brains at the top. But anyways.
Well, thanks for explaining that. Yeah, that's
sorry.
Very
back
helpful.
back to this.
No, thanks for explaining that, Paul, because I'm pretty sure there's probably people out there that do not recognize the differences in the titles. So good job.
Exactly. And then, again, I thought, kind of going back to the national foreign nationals accessing that, I kind of thought we already limited the hostile or OFAC nationals. Like, I think, again, they're just kind of beating rules that are already out there. Yeah. But the next part that I am very happy about is improving SBA customer service. Okay, cool. Be nice if I actually called servicing and somebody answered. Sorry, did I say that out loud? My bad. Technology and cybersecurity. The SBA must meet performance standards across its own operations. You mean a government organization has goals and things they're supposed to do? That's new information to me.
And maybe they aren't doing so. Doesn't it sound like she's putting them on a PIP plan? Okay, performance improvement plan, people.
Right. So they're going to continue working with Doge, and the SBA will review the agency's multiple digital interfaces. Oh God, like, what are we going to redo E-Tran again? Are we going to go down that? I mean, I don't know. To streamline and improve the user experience across all platforms. Now, notice it doesn't say what kind of user. Are we the user, or is the borrower the user? I don't know. The agency will also review its technology for cybersecurity, response times, and customer satisfaction. You know, like the businesses that you run every day.
Yes.
So
every day. Yeah. They are also, oh my goodness, they are also relocating regional offices out of sanctuary cities. SBA will relocate regional offices currently based in sanctuary cities to less costly, more accessible locations in communities that comply with federal immigration law. This is interesting and closely affects us. We are currently considered a sanctuary city here in Denver, as are you. That would mean our district office would get moved. That would be a bummer. Now, before we go into that, I want to tell everybody where these sanctuary cities or these locations are for the SBA offices currently. It's Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Denver, Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Diego, Dallas, Austin, Houston, Miami, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, New York City, Detroit, Chicago, Minneapolis. Now, where in the heck are they going to move them to? Like Timbuktu, you know, where are they going to put them? And how is that helpful?
Okay, so again, you guys pay me to be on here. You don't pay me at all, but you pay me to be on here to give me my opinion. This is probably the biggest BS I have ever heard. I am just, that's ridiculous. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, for example, in Washington, they moved it from Seattle to Spokane, like the complete other side of the state. Is that the same thing on Denver? Again, I don't know my Colorado geography.
Or in the middle of Montana somewhere, like way back where there's only, I mean, really? And then you're going to make people be in the office too? Serious? Like, how's that going to
Yeah. So, someone just posted, this is noise. Yes, that is correct. Very loud, annoying noise.
Yeah.
Speaking of noise, it continues, ending partisan voter registration activities. The SBA will end all taxpayer funded voter registration activities, which forced SBA district offices to conduct partisan voter registration at their offices. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I sneezed. Sorry, my bad. And then, you know, so that was pretty much the memo. And if you haven't read the memo, I encourage you to go do it because it's pretty interesting. But the Coleman report did a great survey on, they said that 52% of the SBA lending industry supports SBA returning to office. 52%.
Which is really...
that's about, the response of the poll says that, 52% yes, 42% no, 6% unsure. Hey, people unsure, figure out which way or the other.
Well, and there's comments. The cool thing with the comments are for yes say remote positions should be approved by department management for each position, not as a blanket on-site remote policy. Wasting unoccupied lease spaces is absurd. Perhaps SBA turnaround time would be improved if managed in person.
Maybe.
I talked to an SBA loan specialist about an approval, and she was working in her pool with loud music playing, unbothered with zero sense of urgency. A litigation plan request had a 56-day response time. So those are some of the yeses.
Working by her pool with, that is awesome.
Right? I need a pool. Two,
they're clearly in Florida.
Yeah, clearly, yes.
Right. And then there was another comment. They said, no, SBA employees do not need to be in the office 100%. Remote work allows SBA to attract top tier talent. I agree. This will be a loss for the SBA. Return to work efforts are, those are some big words. The SBA is under a remote work structure as it helped break up many of the things in the power systems. So, I mean, the bottom line is when I read this, I agree because I do think you do get top talent, but I do think there is there's a balance, right? Like hybrid work, in my opinion, is here to stay. Being a little bit in the office, a little bit at home, I think that's the new work, but that's just my opinion that, remember, you don't pay me for. Anyway, keep going.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, even my optimistic, sunny personality and my optimism of how things are coming, I know there's going to be a going through to get to the other side, right? So there's going to be a dark night of the moon or the soul or whatnot. But guess what, guys? We will make it through because we'll all do it together. And on that note, that's it for today. We are live Tuesday mornings right here on LinkedIn and YouTube. We also are on any of the streaming platforms where you get your podcast. While you're there, check out any of our previous episodes or our family of podcasts, The Art of SBA Lending and the BDO Show. Remember, we love talking to you guys. So reach out to Paul or I on LinkedIn if you've got a burning question or something that
hold on. I got to add one more thing on this.
Oh, you do?
Be like what I do with my team, and I require them to listen to the BDO Show, SBA Today, and the Art of SBA Lending every single week, and we talk about it as a team.
Interesting.
So make it an education because the data is pretty cool.
Because we're bringing the information to you guys that we are finding out there that is important to our teams and is important to us as SBA professionals. So anyway, absolutely.
True.
Okay. So like us, smash the like button down below, follow us, share with your network as Paul suggested. And remember, we love talking SBA. We love talking to you. Connect with either of us and hey, rise up and we'll see you next week.
Happy Fat Tuesday.